So fresh out of the box, you're gonna have your charger. All right, this is pretty cool. Obviously, I'm not gonna go too into detail. So micro USB, USB-C, I believe that's what it's called, and then your iPhone charger. Okay, so it has that. I think that's pretty cool. I didn't use that on the little ride. And then you got this here. Basically, it just says, you know, read everything. Little compliant, talks about the battery and, you know, information on the battery and such. I'm not going to go too deep into that. Please keep this card with your ModoBag at all times. I'm not quite sure why, but I guess it just, yeah, tells the type of battery it is and such. It says it is FAA compliant and TSA. Now there is talk of what's compliant, what isn't compliant. From what I understand, pull the battery, bring it on the plane with you, and you should be fine. That's what I'm, you know, under the understanding of. I will have to look into that sooner. Now I did get the Lugg lock. Okay, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory what this does. If you looked into it, I guess. But yeah, it helps you keep track of your luggage. So you would put this thing inside your luggage. All right. I haven't figured out exactly how to use it and everything. All I did is turn it on, press this button, see the pretty lights. But anyway, I did decide to get it just in case, you know, I wanted to safeguard, you know, my investment, because this is not your typical bag. But as we all know, it sucks losing luggage. So yeah, I could use this with any luggage, you know, and it's cell tower connected. So just, you know, as long as you can get a cell signal, you should be good to go. So it's not a 100% guarantee, but, you know, and you just download the iPhone app, so that way you can track it. So you just leave this bad boy in your luggage, leave that in your luggage, and if you lose your luggage, you just bust open your cell phone app. So just don't lose both at the same time. I have a backup phone, so I'll probably put the app on both phones and connect it. Anyway, so power cord for the charger, and then you get a handy dandy little ModoBag, you know, luggage label thing. So that's cool. And now, if you're taking a quick little trip, you might not need to take this with you, all right? Because obviously it takes up room, it's bulky, you know, but it would suck to have the ModoBag and not have power for it, you know? Like, even if you take a short little trip, and let's say it runs out for some reason, say all of a sudden you get a layover, and you want to ride around the airport back and forth to figure out which food you're going to get 6 or 7 times up and down and up and down and up and down the freaking the airport like I do. Who knows? You never know, right? So it sucks to not have the power. So I'd recommend bringing that with you, that and that. All right, just to have, just in case you need to charge. But you probably won't need it. You might not need it. I don't think you would. But you never know. So I think it's worth taking. So anyway, that's everything that comes. That's everything that comes. I'll show you the box. So this is not a proper unboxing because I didn't unbox it, but you get this little styrofoam thing where the wheels go in, you know, simple. All right. And there's an empty box. Cool story, right? Okay, so this is going to be a quick and dirty, literally dirty, review of the ModoBag. I'm not going to go too crazy editing. I want to keep this simple. But I did just give it a good test, a torture test. Damn near a torture test. All right. So first impressions, I love it. I think it's awesome. I'm looking forward to riding in an airport on a really smooth surface. Let's see. The speaker, must. Bluetooth little stereo speaker, absolute must. Ride around in style with your tunes pumping. So let's see what I can think of. The suspension isn't so great, and that's a joke because it doesn't have a suspension, of course. It's a freaking suitcase. but it is a little bit of a rocky ride if you're riding on cement and sidewalks with, you know, grooves in it like this. You know, you're gonna get a click, 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 you know, from the tires crossing the groove. I am 5'10" and 170 pounds, and I feel like I'm fine on it. Like, I wouldn't want to ride it for an extended period of time, of course, because the knees, right? But the knees are very bent. Let me show you the position my knees are in. So my knees are right here, all right, and I'm 5'10". So I'm a very average size, small dude, not tiny. I'm not sure how good this looks, but again, I want to try to keep this simple and just give this, you know, for people who are wanting a little bit of information. So now I already took it for a ride. I mean, I'll take it for another tiny little ride. But I guess this will be good because you'll get an idea of how it sounds if you're riding on, you know, cement like this. It's a little rocky. And there's something else I want to show you guys too, which is if you catch a rock, like even a small rock, you're gonna hear a sound, and it's probably gonna startle you a little bit. It's because it's scraping, and I'll show you what I mean. So right here, all right, there is not a lot of clearance, and of course there isn't. It's a freaking suitcase, all right. But if you look here, that is not a lot of clearance, right? So if you run over a rock, I mean, it can be a small rock too, like really small. It does not have to be big, but yeah, like I said, I kind of torture tested mine, and you can see kind of little scrapes, which I don't care. It's a suitcase. But yeah, so expect that if you're gonna take it out and ride around on the sidewalks like I did. I didn't take it off road. All right, this was just like on sidewalks, just like this. And then in these pictures, you'll see areas of where I rode it too. Let's see. Yeah, it got dirty fast. I was on basically like a bicycle pathway that people take. It's a very nice one, but still. So, you know, to gauge, it's at my kneecap, you know, to gauge the size of it. Okay, and I'm 5'10". It's got the cell phone pocket, which my iPhone fits in there good with the case. I don't know about putting much in here, like, all right, and here's why. So it's nice, like an iPad, like the picture has. Like, the reason why they don't have a laptop is probably because it would be kind of extending. But I don't know, it's obviously not too deep, but it works. Let's see what else I can go over. Speed, no problems. Speed is fine. I put so far maybe a mile on it, and it came 3/4 of the way charged. Here's your super pursuit mode, or your nitrous button. Okay, and I'll show you what that's like speed wise, like the difference. That's gonna give you all the extra horsepower you'll ever want in life. This button right here. All right, so I'm gonna turn it off. Okay, so we're in turtle mode here. Okay, that's off. Okay, now I'm about to turn it on. All right, this is full power. So we're moving along. But you see what I'm saying? You can hear right now, it's just like really like not great for sidewalks like this. I mean, unless you're on some super smooth, beautiful sidewalks, you know, it's not good for that. Obviously, this is designed for an airport and not driving around the street, but just know what to expect, you know? And when you see them in the videos leaning over to the right, like they're not just doing it to look cool. Like you have to lean or else you'll tip over. And yeah, so let's see what else I can go over. I don't like riding around on sidewalks on this thing. I'm looking forward to just riding in the airport, but I think that wraps it up. Okay, actually let me wrap it up. Okay, so power off. Okay, I'm gonna take these plugs out real quick. Okay, and then you're gonna unlatch this like you've seen in their videos, and you're gonna push this down. Sorry about the shakiness. I didn't want to bust out all my fancy video equipment. I don't feel like it's all the way down for some reason. I think that's down enough. This, I would recommend tightening up down here. This little screw here. Tighten that up a little bit if you can, because trying to like get myself situated, like I kind of put weight on it and it went down as I was riding. So just keep in mind, you might want to tighten this up a tiny bit, and it's not a big deal. So anyway, yeah, I don't think, it doesn't feel like it's going all the way down very easily. I did the last time. It's not a big deal. It's just going to bulge out a tiny bit. That's fine. So that's it, man. This feels fine. I'm a little worried about this long run. Like, I hope they have easy fixes for this, because it, like, I mean, it feels okay, but honestly, like, I don't trust it. I shouldn't say I don't trust it. I take that back. It's just, it's luggage. It gets yanked, and you know what I mean? Instead of saying I don't trust it, I would just say that you're going to want to make sure to be easy with this every single time. Just be careful. Just because that would suck, right? If your ModoBag's stuck at home because you messed this part up. But I'll check in with them, see what they have like for replacements with these. My guess is they've done everything pretty good so far. You know, it feels very sturdy. So I wouldn't doubt that you can get replacement parts for this down the road if you need to. So anyway, so let's see what else. Yeah, I'll just show you how it moves, like just like any other suitcase pretty much. Obviously, except it's kind of backwards. You know, when you drag a normal suitcase, you hold it like this. This is how you would normally do it. So it's a little reverse, which doesn't bother me at all. And yeah, so let me see if there's anything else I could think of real quick. It's got more weight than I expected. It's definitely heavier than I expected it to be. Yeah, it's got a little bit more weight than I expected it to be, but you know, I'm not a very strong guy, but it's not bad. One arm, I can throw it overhead, no problem. Also, as you probably already know, you got your USB ports, but I'll show you anyway, and then that's where you're gonna charge it. All right, that's your battery symbol. So far, like I said, I put about a mile on it, maybe a mile and a half or so, and it was on 3/4. So now I'm down to 2. Fast and slow mode and on and off button. Let me see. What I'm going to do is I'll also make another video after I pack it like filled with things, so you can see like what you can actually put in this thing, because that's kind of important, right? But I think anybody who buys this is not expecting to you know, to pack 2 weeks worth of clothes in it. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome though. It makes me want to go to the airport more. Like, makes me want to travel more. And for those of you who like, you know, wrap, you put some, you know, little NOS decals down there and stuff, you know. Put little, I don't know, put some decals. Why not, right? There's plenty of room for decals, because decals are horsepower, and it's a nice surface for it too. So, aside from the dirt, if you ride it outside like I did, you're gonna get dirt on it. But yeah. Anyway, that's just fun talk. But the thing's pretty cool, and one thing I would recommend not to do. Okay, I would recommend, because like when you're getting on this thing and you want to get situated, your natural reaction is to put weight down on here to kind of scoot your butt up or scoot your butt back. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It feels super sturdy, and I did it a few times and I didn't have any problems, but I wouldn't recommend that, because you know, you could pop this. It's possible. It didn't feel like it was going to pop. This thing feels very sturdy. It feels well made, but you know, like, things can only take so much weight. So I would not recommend putting your full body weight on these. Just not a smart thing to do, I don't think. The seat, no problems. No complaints. It's big enough for my butt. And yeah, it was fine for me. Uphills, doesn't do great uphills, which, you know, shouldn't expect it to. It's got a nice handle right here. More room for decals, so that's cool. Yeah, so all in all, it's cool. It's well made. It's a cool little bag, and it is a little bag. I'm guessing I'll be able to do 4 pairs of jeans rolled up, 4 shirts rolled up, and not a whole lot more. So something else, yeah, something I would recommend to people, if you travel a lot, or if you want to travel and you want like a week's worth, like what I would do, what I would recommend, what I'm doing is I bought a nice like suit, a suit bag, a really nice quality one. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put, you know, I'm going to put a couple pairs of jeans in there, some socks, and just like stuff like that. Because a lot of airlines, for suits, they'll either hang it up for you, or they'll just let you go, because it's generally pretty flat. You know, it's not wide like this. It may take up like this much room, like width-wise, from here to about here. So anyway, that's what I would recommend. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use my book bag, this bag, and then my suit bag, and I'll be all set. That'll be enough for 7 days. I think so. So, alright, let's show you what it looks like height-wise up to the minivan. It's pretty small. The box is going to surprise you, the weight of the box, though. I would think so. Alright, that's about it. Hope this helps anybody who's looking for information or real-world review on this bad boy. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you. Alright, take care.